Shoot, it's blown out, Steve. You can't see the tiara at all.
Well, you could adjust with webcam settings. I'm gonna have to mute us.
Remember, I can't hear you, Steve.
You should be able to now. Less than 1 minute.
Yeah. Shoot. Tiaras are very uncomfortable.
All right. We're going live.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Oh, are we live now?
We are live.
Happy anniversary, everybody!
Happy
700 episodes.
Congrats.
Wait, why'd you stop halfway through congratulations, Steve? I was waiting for the rest of your word.
Sorry, I'm hearing you twice. Now I can do it. Congratulations on 700 shows, Podfeet.
Congratulations to all of you guys for sticking with us all of this time. We got our party hats on here. Steve spent about 5 hours. I don't know if you can tell. They say 700 on them. Actually, I'm going to make myself full screen so they can see.
Oh, wrong.
Wait, that's the wrong full screen, isn't it? I thought one of them was just me. I guess not.
Yeah, there is. It's, let's see.
Is there one that's... Oh, you can read yours really well.
That one.
See? 700. Woo! Woo! Now I'm going to turn the lights on. You can't see it after I do this. And let's see.
All right. Are you ready, Podfeet?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, what do you think of this lighting without my backlight on?
Kind of cool.
All right. We're going to go special mood lighting tonight. Do you know how uncomfortable tiaras are, though? It's like driving into the side of my head. Well, we might need a photo taken if somebody can do a screenshot. Hey, Ed, I think Steve might be readying something that'll be good for the screenshot. Oh, this one we should have done full screen of my camera. Oh. Poor Steve. Well, this'll be good. I think you're gonna want to. I think you're gonna want a full screen of this one.
I have to keep it out of view. Hold on.
Okay, don't drop it, Steve. Okay, that's my screen. There we
go.
There we go. All right. Here we go. All right. Kevin likes the lighting. All right. Oh, Tesla is a little bit worried here.
Happy 700th show, Podfeet.
That's from George from Tulsa. Well, get in the picture there, Steve. Get down here. Look at the camera, not at yourself. Where's the camera?
The 700's about to go.
Okay, so. Smile for the picture.
Who's going to take it?
George or Kevin is.
All right. Done?
Hope you got it. I think that shows pretty well, right? So, oh, Steve. Uh-oh.
You got it?
The zero dropped. Okay. Let me flip this up. Oh, wait. We did all this so that they could see what it was, and then we didn't show them the lid, and now it's upside down. It's a Tortuga. It's a Tortuga rum cake. So, oh my gosh, there's wax in the cake now. Okay, we should blow them out.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Yay! Happy anniversary.
Let me serve you up a piece.
All right. Well, I would use my iPad to talk to the Discord chat, but we'll, I hope, Kevin, I hope you got a shot. Oh, Steve, you didn't have your hat on.
Oh, well, let me go get it.
Well, you didn't have your hat on for the photo. Oh, man.
To move, I had it underneath my headphones.
Oh, he had it under his headphones, so he couldn't get it done. So, uh-oh. I got to tell you. Okay, anybody else want a piece? Wait, he said I tried. Oh, don't tell me you didn't get it. I got to tell you, this. If you've never had Tortuga rum cake, this stuff is amazing. One more bite, and then I'll start.
Good stuff.
Oh, I like the balloons. All right, John and Sandy want some cake, Steve.
All right.
All right, Kevin, did you get a screenshot?
John and Sandy. Take
oh.
a nice big piece.
Oh, that's good. Ian got a couple. Rick?
Ah, thank you.
Oh, shoot. Ian's, you look good, but I look dorky. Great. Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, Rick and
Oh,
Ian.
this is great. All right. Well, it is time for, oh, that one's good, Ed. I like that it's got an Apple dock in the picture, too. All right, Ed. Hey, Ed, email me that picture, too, so we can put that with Rick's. That's a really good one.
Have you explained the show tonight might be a little bit short?
Yeah, no, I have not yet. Yeah, your audio is a little bit low, I think, Steve.
All right.
Yeah, there's a Falcon 9 rocket launch off of Vandenberg that's supposed to be visible from, what, California to Phoenix to Mexico?
Yeah, at least the southern part of California.
Well, you said to Mexico.
Yeah, because it's headed south. It starts at Vandenberg and heads southward from there.
And that's around 7:20, is that right?
Yeah, launch is 7:20 Pacific.
Oh, Lindsay's here.
Ah, Linz.
If you just drag it into the window, I think it works.
Yeah, it should.
I didn't see Lindsay was there. All right, we haven't done roll call. We've got Steve and Kevin and Brett and Toby and Ian and Dorothy's here and Mr. Ed and John and Rose and Rick and Sandy. And is Stefan actually here? No, he's playing a game.
Games.
Wait, where's Lindsay in the list, though? That's interesting. Yeah. Oh, okay. She's in through the web interface. So it says El Tandi 5239 bot. That's why I didn't see you were there. Very exciting. All right. And a nice Cabernet Sauvignon to wash down the rum cake. Lindsay, you're going to be here tomorrow. So you're going to get some rum cake.
That is good rum cake.
Oh, yeah, it's good. So anyway, so we're going to try to cut out a little bit early because we're going to run down to the beach and try to see the, thank you, Ed. We're going to, yes, there would be leftover rum cake. Yeah, this is a massive cake. We ate, he sent a little one too, and we polished that off in a day and a half. Yeah, so we want to get down to the beach and check that out. So we, plus most of the content this week is going to be security bits. How mad would you guys be if I took off the tiara while I recorded?
I think they would be fine.
You think
we
so?
We could put it on Tesla.
Because I got to tell you, that is not comfortable. Oh, it feels so good when it stops. Do you recognize these, Lindsay? These are the ones from our 60th birthday. I don't know who bought those. Probably you. Dad keeps repurposing them. All right, I am going to start up the show. So I am going to mute Mr. Steve. I'm going to assume you guys can hear me when I play it back. We'll find out. All right, muting Steve. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Sunday, October 7th, 2018, and this is show number 7. Okay, I can't believe I blew the 700. I was thinking about the fact that I didn't write anything, and I'm gonna ad lib the exciting part here. Here we go again. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Sunday, October 7th, 2018, and this is show number 700. Well, I got to tell you, I want to dedicate this show to all of the NosillaCastaways who have been listening for so long, and especially to the ones that come to the live chat and watch the sausage get made. Having all of you guys there listening to me jabber every week for the past 13 plus years and 700 episodes has been really a remarkable journey for both Steve and me. And by the way, the 700, that doesn't include the 566, I think, episodes of Chit Chat Across the Pond. So we're past 1,200 shows altogether, and it's been a great ride. And of course, I have to dedicate it mostly to Steve for putting up with me and making it possible for me to do the show by cooking dinner and grocery shopping and doing the laundry and all the work he does in the background, and now running the live show. So, by the way, we are celebrating the live show with, we have party hats on. I've got a tiara. I had to take the tiara off because it kind of hurt. Steve's got on a top hat. We've got a Tortuga rum cake from George from Tulsa, and we're doing it up right. There we go. To you, Steve.
Hey, Al.
To all of
you. George finally joined us. Too bad he missed the cutting of the cake.
Oh! So, hopefully he can see the photos of the cake of us cutting the cake in the chat room.
Yeah, George, if you scroll back in the Discord chat room, you should be able to see those photos.
George, to you, George. And yeah, that rum cake is amazing. Brett says, Steve, I had no idea you were doing laundry and grocery shopping during the live show too. It's awesome.
Multifaceted.
All right, I'm going to keep going here.
Oh, check out.
Oh my gosh, that might be my favorite shot. Lindsay wins. Basically, you take any. Wait, is he wearing pants? I think he's naked.
Well, he's covered up in the right places.
I guess. That's a funny shot right there. Very strategically placed shirt there. Of course he's not wearing pants. Put that on the calendar cover, right? Okay. Oh, good. He did see the cake. It was Discord wasn't letting him in. Good.
Thank you, George. It's really good, and we appreciate you being such a supporter over the years.
All right. In honor of George, I'm eating another bite then.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's got nuts. Like I said, we had a cake a couple days ago from George, a smaller one. And I gained 2.5 pounds over the weekend. It's inexplicable.
More than the cake weighed.
No. These cakes weigh like 4 pounds apiece.
Yeah, they're pretty rum rich.
All right, wash it down with some Cabernet. And we will keep going here. That's dumb to do that right before recording. Yeah. I'm drooling. All right.
Muting.
Here we go. Well, this week's Chit Chat Across the Pond was an episode of Programming by Stealth, where we learned about 3 more types of bootstrap forms: inline forms, horizontal forms, and grid-based forms. It's a super easy lesson, but another valuable tool firmly in our toolbox. You can find this installment, your podcatcher of choice, under Chit Chat Across the Pond or under Programming by Stealth. And of course, you can always listen over on podfeed.com. Now, I often tell you when I publish a tutorial through Don McAllister's Screencast Online subscription podcast. I told you recently that I'd done one on the most awesome app, iThoughts, my mind mapping app of choice. It was one of the most enjoyable videos to create because the developer, Craig Scott, is crazy responsive, and not just to me, I mean, just all the time, and the app is outstanding. I have a running thing going with Craig because I have yet to identify a single bug in iThoughts. He assures me that they're in there, but I can't find them, and he won't tell me where they are. Anyway, I tell you about these videos on Screencast Online, but I've been forgetting to tell you that they also come out through the Screencast Online magazine. This is a monthly magazine for iPad and iPhone, and it's crazy awesome. It's got over 4 hours of videos by Don and Todd Olthoff and Mike Schmitz and even me. On top of that, it's got written articles by David Sparks, Lee Garrett, Wally and Wendy Cherinsky, and our favorite NosillaCast away, Frank Petrie, and even more. The nice thing about the magazine is that you can buy a single issue for $5 and get all of that goodness, and you don't have to have a subscription. But of course, if you succumb to this temptation, you'll end up wanting more, but the price drops as you buy longer subscriptions. You don't get the videos as soon as you would with a Screencast Online subscription, but you do get all of the written material. By the way, if you get a Screencast Online subscription, you get the magazine for free. All this is by way of saying that the latest issue is out with my iThoughts video from last month, so you should totally go buy the issue for $5. You can download Screencast Online magazine in the App Store, and you get a free back issue. And the free one he's offering right now has the tutorial I did on Keep It, which is also awesome, both my tutorial and the software. And yes, this was all a shameless self-promotion. Okay, a little bit of promotion for Frank, but mostly for me. All right. Now I'm going to do a chapter marker. You're allowed to speak, Steve.
I've been waiting so long.
Safety second, NosillaCast first. Nice, DJ. iPhone. Let's see do you think I can do a whole thing on the iPhone 10 and 10s without calling it an X?
No, can't be done.
It's hard. You know, it's not too bad to say it when you think about the phone because you think iPhone 10, but it's really hard to read.
Yeah.
Because it's
big old X staring at you.
Yeah. All right, copy this link. Come on. There we go. And could you change the word GERD into grid?
I'm sorry, where was
Actually,
that?
I can. Hang on, I'm right there. It was in Chit-Chat Correspondent. It was supposed to be grid-based forms, not GERD-based forms. A GERD form would be kind of annoying. Okay. Let me see. We're going to go to the cameras now. Hello. All right. Here we go. And muting Steve. As you may recall, Steve and I both upgraded from the iPhone 10 to the iPhone 10s. We justified such silliness by promising our daughter Lindsay and her husband Nolan that they could have our iPhones 10. Lindsay's iPhone 7 Plus was fine, but she really wanted Animoji. But I got to tell you, Nolan's phone was an iPhone 6 Plus, and the poor thing was really struggling. The phone, not Nolan. Well, Nolan was kind of struggling with the phone. At one point, he showed me how long it took to bring up an email, and it was like 30, 45 seconds before it brought up mail. It was really, really sad. Well, armed with this great excuse that we had to give them away, we looked forward to the announcement of the iPhone 10s. Even for an S year, this upgrade was a bit of a snoozer, though. I kept waiting during the announcement for some extraordinary feature to make me feel less dumb for upgrading my phone from an iPhone 10. Now, you can say A12 Bionic chip and quad-core this and new and improved GPU that, but the iPhone 10 was already so fast, I doubted we'd be able to tell the difference. The only thing I heard that made my ears perk up at all was the new and improved camera in the iPhone 10s. I didn't have a lot of time where I had the iPhone 10 and 10s in my hands at the same time, but I did manage to run around the neighborhood and grab some photos with the two of the cameras side by side for comparison, just for you. Let's talk about a couple of specifics they announced about the new camera and its sensors before we walk through my observations. Apple announced what they're calling Smart HDR. Smart HDR uses faster sensors and an enhanced image sensor processor that's the brains behind the sensors. Technology aside, Smart HDR is supposed to bring more highlight and shadow detail to your photos. They also announced an adjustable depth of field with portrait mode photos. But you know, all of us can already do that with the app's Focus if you have portrait mode capability on your phone, so that didn't really blow my dress up. The bokeh is supposed to be vastly improved. That's the fuzzy background in portrait photos. And there's supposed to be more low-light detail in the 10s. They accomplished this with deeper, larger pixels. Turns out the larger the pixels, the more light they can let into the sensor. More light means less noise. I'll walk through my findings of the differences in the cameras under different conditions. I've included comparison photos for the show notes. Note that other than resizing to make the comparisons, I have not processed the photos in any way. They are exactly as they came out of the cameras. By the way, isn't it interesting that I keep referring to the phones as cameras? Anyway, I'm doing all this to try to decide, can you justify purchasing the iPhone 10s because of the camera if you already own an iPhone 10? That's kind of what we're looking for here. Well, let's start with high dynamic range. I took one photo of grass with a wood fence and bright sunlight coming through the trees straight at me. This is probably the best example of the high dynamic range of the iPhone 10s. And the difference between the 10 and the 10s is really dramatic in this test. The 10 has deep, dark shadows, leaving the grass and some of the trees with little definition. The 10S does a much better job of capturing the highlights and shadows in the trees, the fence, and the grass. It's a brighter picture overall, but it still shows a lot of depth of color. All right, clipped tones is our next subject. One of the hardest things to capture well with any camera is a bright red rose. Or actually, fuchsia-colored bougainvillea is really tough too. But I've tried with big girl cameras over the years. I stuttered too many times. All right. Clipped tone. I don't know if I want to announce that like that. Split. Save. One of the hardest things to capture well with any camera is a bright red rose. I've tried with big girl cameras over the years and with different Apple and Android phones and even a Windows phone. And there are always areas that have the red tones blown out. The best way for me to illustrate this to you is to bring the photos into Affinity Photo and turn on the feature they have that highlights in yellow any clipped tones. Clipped tones are those areas that have turned all the same color because the sensor was unable to capture the different shades. It's different than having blown highlights or blown shadows, or actually reduced shadows, I guess is the right phrase. With clipped tones turned on in Affinity Photo, I compared two photos of the same red rose in my neighbor's yard taken by the 10 and the 10S. The iPhone 10 has a significant area of the red rose highlighted in yellow, showing that it doesn't have the dynamic range to adequately capture the red tones in those areas, much like every other phone I've tested. The iPhone 10s has barely any of the tones clipped in the rose, but interestingly, a fair amount of the dark ground is showing clipped tones. I guess the rose is the star of the show, but clearly the two cameras chose differently in how to combine the image from their respective sensors. Later, after I'd given the iPhone 10 to Lindsay, I took another photo of a red and yellow rose in great evening sun with just the iPhone 10s. I thought it looked pretty great, so I opened it in Affinity Photo and turned on the effect to show me the clipping of highlights, shadows, and tones. At first, I thought the feature must not be working properly because all I could see was one teeny tiny yellow dot signifying a clipped tone and 0 areas showing clipped highlights or shadows. I have to say, the iPhone 10s for red flower shots pretty much rocks. I took a portrait mode photo of Steve sitting outside in the evening light. Both photos look great. Perhaps it's because they're of the man I love, but let's set that aside for a moment. If you were to look at the image from the iPhone 10 by itself, I think you'd really be unlikely to complain about the photo. But when you look closely at it compared to the new phone, the 10s image is much more pleasing. Again, the picture of the trees, like the picture of the trees and the fence and the grass, there's much smoother ranges of tones to his skin. And I'm not talking about that thing everybody's complaining about the beauty mode they think is happening. I'm saying that the range of tones to his skin, it's a smooth change between those tones. His eyes in the iPhone 10 are deeply shadowed, but in the 10s, the area around his eyes is much lighter. He has more range of skin tone across his forehead, and his hair has many different shades. On the iPhone 10, his hair on the side is very dark and without definition. I have to say I don't notice any big differences in the bokeh everybody was so excited about, but maybe that's just me. The good news is that the NASA logo on his shirt looks great in both images. I'm sure NASA Nut, aka John, will be happy to hear that. My next test was to go for a super low light shot. As subjects for this test, I chose the 2 party hats Steve and I wore for the 13th anniversary show, and which happened to be the tiara and top hat that we are wearing right now for the 700th show. Like I said, mine is a tiara, of course, and his is the top hat. I put them inside a closet on the floor and almost completely closed the door, letting a bare sliver of light through. I held both phones at the same time, side by side, and I took a photo. There is no doubt at all that the iPhone 10s captured a far better image. The glittery areas of the crown are very crisp and well exposed. On the iPhone 10, the glittery area, it's hard to say that, glittery areas almost look like I had camera shake, but I don't think that's what happened. I would entertain some arguments on this point, but the 2 hats both have the number 13 written on them, and in the iPhone 10 shot, the 13s are both crisp. If it had been camera shake, they would have been blurry too, and even if I'd rotated it, at least one of them would have looked blurry, but they both look sharp, And the areas that are glittery don't look very good at all. I dove into the EXIF data to see what would account for the differences in these two photos. Both phones took these photos at an aperture of f1.8, so it was pretty much wide open. They both exposed the sensor for 1/4 of a second, but the 10 used an ISO of 2000, while the 10S used an ISO of 3200. That means the 10S had a lot more light to work with. It was pretty much the equivalent of the shutter being open 60% longer, if I've done my math right. Bart will tell me whether that's true. Using ISO to increase the light sensitivity, Using ISO to increase the light sensitivity of the sensor normally introduces a lot of noise, but Apple made a big deal about how they're taking so many exposures so quickly that they can combine images to do noise reduction to make a beautiful photo when they're keeping the aperture, when they're bumping the ISO up that high. Neither of these photos taken in a closet is beautiful. They are not good photos. In fact, the iPhone X did a better job at color reproduction on the carpet, but the XS is much clearer and is more pleasing. But both of them, I gotta say, they scream, "Get out of the closet, dummy!" Well, my final test was comparing 2 tiny bottles of barbecue rub using portrait mode. Obviously, the classic test that all fine photographers use. Instead of showing you the full photo as I did with the others, I zoomed up very close in the image I put in the show notes, because I wanted to show several things. The iPhone XS captures much more texture in the granules in the bottles and did a better job with color representation in the letters BBQ printed in red on the bottles. The difference in bokeh is much more evident here than in the portrait photo of Steve. The new phone has a creamier bokeh, but they both have a fair amount of noise. The bokeh area on the iPhone X image is blown out in quite a few places. I would definitely give the iPhone XS the vote on a more pleasing photo than the 10. The bottom line is that the iPhone XS camera is glorious and amazing and fun. The iPhone X camera is glorious and amazing and fun. If you have an iPhone X and you're looking to drop, around $1,000 or more for a new toy, and you're looking for an excuse, please use these comparison photos to make your case to yourself to justify it. If you have a beloved child looking longingly at your iPhone X and you really want to make them happy, use these images to help you tell yourself you're doing it for the children. Maybe your husband wants your iPhone X like Helma's did. Do it for your husband. If, however, you are a sane, rational person, put that $1,000 in your 401k or give it to charity or put it in your beloved child's college fund, or heck, even save it till next year's phone comes out and be happy with your iPhone X. Whew. How was that?
Pretty good.
Did I miss anything in the chat room?
Nah.
So I got to tell you guys, in fact, I was thinking about saying it on here right after I recorded this. I mean, immediately after writing all that down, I went off on my walk with Tessa, and I go out for a walk, and I'm listening to MacBreak Weekly, and I hear Andy Anako making fun of, "Hi, I'm like a blogger, and I took these side-by-side comparison photos, and you should listen to me." That was funny.
Hey, we did have someone either relatively new or hasn't been here a while, Chuck Nichols.
Chuck Nichols. Hi, Chuck.
Yeah. He's just learning about Discord, which I can understand.
Oh, cool.
I'm familiar with that. So welcome, Chuck.
Rick says, "I keep telling myself to stay rational. The struggle continues."
He's a long-time listener.
Oh, how fun. And have you ever been here before?
It looks like not.
Well, I'll let him tell me.
He's new to Discord, that's for sure.
Yeah. Very cool. That's very fun. Oh, and Lindsay isn't a bot anymore, so she got in for real. Yay!
Oh, good for her.
Mrs. Tondi. Oh, I'm glad Rose made it in, because the next article is for her. Did you see that, Rose? Who are you typing to, Steve?
Oh, chat room.
You like to type when you can talk?
Well, not everyone. Well, first of all, chat room's more immediate. There's a delay on the talking.
Ah.
I don't know how much it is, maybe 20, 30 seconds.
There were 2 big typos in that, and I don't remember what they were. Don't remember. Okay. What are you... You're typing like you're... He's got that... Well, actually, no, that's not the angry keyboard.
Oh,
You have got to get a new rubber band. That's what you've got. Can somebody send him a rubber band? Apparently he can't afford one.
Wait, I could go get one.
Uh-oh. What'd I just do? I don't like that. But it still shows a lot of depth of color. One of the hardest things to catch. What'd I just do? There we go. That's where I want to go. Let's see. Mark up emails. Are you going to get a rubber band, Steve? I wish my tiara didn't hurt. Maybe I could set it on top. I wear it for a while. Ah! Why do I mean, is there a reason they have to feel like this? Do they not stay on your head without it? Oh, do I have tiny tip music?
Yeah,
I do.
You do.
Oh, this is exciting.
That's just the price you pay for being royalty. There, I have a rubber band. Is this less noisy?
Yes.
Okay.
That was it. Okay, I don't want that. Okay, here we go. We haven't had tiny tip music in forever. Phone 10. Put out there. With your iPhone 10. Nope, too much. Hard to move it a little bit. Let's move it like right there. Be with your iPhone 10. How unsatisfying. It's a real jazz hands kind of music, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Steve muted himself. Okay, I should find the thing I'm supposed to be reading here. I can hear you through the door, but you're muted, Steve.
Sorry. The link to this next post looks like it has a typo, but that could be in the actual link.
What's wrong with it?
Emails is EMAISL.
Yeah, but we better leave it because that's the way it went out.
Okay, so that's a workable link. We'll soon find out because I'm going to post
it.
Yeah.
Okay. It should be.
All right. I'll check it
All
later.
All right. Well, last year I answered a dumb question from Rod Simmons on whether it was possible to mark up emails on an iPad. In those instructions, I explained how to get an email into PDF format and then save it into Notability, a $10 app from Ginger Labs. That allowed us to mark it up and then route it back over to mail. Well, Rose Matthews, Rose from Australia, left a comment on that post expressing her frustration that Apple didn't have this built into the operating system. She felt that Apple had at least implied if she bought a pencil, she'd be able to do it without spending even more money. I started noodling this and realized there is a way to do it all for free, and that's this week's tiny tip. I gotta say, it's a little bit convoluted, but it's completely repeatable and won't cost you a cent. Okay, I have got to turn off Telegram. Lindsay's chatting and I'm getting, oh, she's sending pictures of Dodger's butt. What is that? Oh, that's something else. Okay, and cent is not spelled with an S, so let me fix that. Let's see. All right, here we go. But it's completely repeatable and won't cost you a cent. All right. Move that over there. Okay, here we go. I wasn't mad at you, Lindsay. I forgot to turn off Telegram. That was my bad. Well, of course, not beyond the $500 to $1,000 you paid for the iPad or iPhone, of course. Here's the simple steps to follow. Open the email you want to mark up. Select the arrow button at the bottom of the window that looks like it should mean reply or possibly forward. It does not seem to mean what it actually means. Now here's the really slick trick. When the image comes up on screen where you would normally choose a printer, instead, oh God, I skipped a step. Now here's the really slick trick. Yeah. I got to add printer. Okay, that's got a big piece missing from it. When your menu options come up, I want you to choose print, and that seems really intuitive, but here's the really slick trick. When the image comes up on screen where you'd normally choose a printer, instead use your fingers and pinch out. This will suddenly make a full screen PDF that at this point you could save to Files or Dropbox or other services, but we're not going to save. After you pinch out and you've got it as a PDF, and it's not obvious at all that it is a PDF, in the upper right corner, you'll see the share button and that box with the up arrow. From there, I want you to choose mail from the options. That's where you would save to Dropbox or Files or wherever, but mail is one of the options. Now, this will attach that PDF to an email so you can send it along. Now you've got the text of the PDF inside the email, but we want to mark it up. Tap on the PDF once and you'll see a blue line show up to the right. Tap the PDF a second time and now you'll see the options will come up, one of which is markup. Now go along and mark up as you desire. By the way, did you ever notice that there's a plus sign in the bottom right-hand corner? And if you tap it, it lets you insert text, your saved signature, a magnifying glass, and geometry like boxes and arrows? I think I didn't notice that until I saw Don McAllister do it in a Screencast Online video. Anyway, once you've completed your markup masterpiece, select Done to exit markup and send your email on its merry way. Like I said, this is definitely a convoluted path, but it's repeatable and easy once you remember that two-fingered pinch out from the print menu to will create a PDF. Hope this helps you out, Rose.
All right, does Rosie...
What?
That last sentence.
Hope this helps, Rose?
No,
oh, print menu to create a PDF?
Two-fingered pinch out from the print menu to create a PDF. Good thing your pop filter's working.
I hope so. So, Rose, did you even remember that you had asked that? Thank you, Kevin. Wait, Snow? Dodgers butt, how can you say us and not say that and not show us the pic? I think it was actually a video of Forbes running around in his suit for his uncle's wedding, for Kyle's wedding, but the screenshot that came up was just Dodgers butt. All right.
Nope, she doesn't remember.
Oh, really? That's so funny. It's, let's see. Ow. Gosh darn it, that hurts. Go to this link, Rose, and read the comments. I think you wrote it like 4 months ago, and I've had it in my list of things to get around to documenting because I knew the answer. All right. Here we go. Okay. Muting Steve. Are you ever listening to the NosillaCast or Chit Chat Across the Pond and thinking, hey, I sure wish she'd stop talking about operating systems and applications and programming and tricks and tips and instead do an ad about a mattress or maybe a men's razor? Wait, no, you haven't actually thought that? You don't want to hear ads? You like having 40-minute to an hour and a half long shows with no ads interrupting the great content? I'll tell you what makes that possible. The great people who have decided to become patrons of the Podfeet podcast. The people who contribute $1 a week or more help make it possible for me to buy the hardware and software that make the show possible. Not just the stuff I have to get to produce the show, but the things that I review. I got to tell you, if things are tight for you, I do not want you to even consider contributing. But if you think you get $1 worth of content out of the shows each week and you can afford it, consider heading over to podfeet.com/Patreon and becoming like the other fine patrons who help support the show. All right. You can talk all you want now, Steve. I'm going to be doing the now chapter marker needs to go in here.
Yes.
It's time for security bits.
Security bits, and you have a jingle. Oh, you actually probably do you record that when you go with Bart, or do you add that now?
No, I do have to do it here. Come on, let me copy this. Come on. There you go, copy.
Oh.
What?
Sandy's dog.
Oh, Sandy's dog went by in a picture? Oh, the puppy.
Is that?
Oh, that looks like
David
a fuzzy
Roth?
puppy.
I think David Roth may have.
David Roth?
I think.
Is it? I don't know. David 123?
I'm guessing.
I'm stealing a bite of rum cake while I do this editing here. Nothing like pre-dinner cake.
Yeah, that'll curb your appetite. Yeah.
Trying to back off the mic here.
Maybe we should have dinner after the
Yeah, we
rocket
could.
launch.
We could. What time's the rocket launch? 7:20?
7:21. Let me see. It's still on time.
Oh no! It's not you?
It's not David Roth. Okay.
No, it's not Rose.
Oh. What do you mean?
It's not David Roth, and it's not
David Carr. Oh, sorry, David.
David Carr. And now bring Bart in. Well, that's funny. Well, you can do this without an Apple Pencil. You don't need an Apple Pencil, and you can do it on the iPhone. That's pretty funny. All this time I thought it was you. All right. Oh, it kind of is. What do you think, Steve? Can you wait that long?
David's been here before. Yeah, I can. With that rum cake, I could probably wait a day. Thank you, George.
Cake is one of the major food groups. Absolutely. There used to be a funny song about that, but it's not funny anymore. Okay. I'm going to show my screen. Now, which one of those is which? So this is me, and that's Bart. This is me, and this is Bart, but where does he start recording? Can't tell which is the right track. Let me see.
Ah, David's one of the minions from SMR.
Oh, yeah.
Or a thin mess.
Two mediums make a fat mess. Where is the beginning? Maybe this is it. Fine.
Oh, we have 2 security.
Maybe this is it. Well, it's that time of the week. Okay, there it is. Got to put this here. So what I'm doing is Steve and Bart and I do a double ender now where we both record. And let's see, I want to split both of those. Split that one. And I want to get rid of that. I want to get rid of that. And actually, I want to get rid of Bart here and me here. And then try to line this up. I was getting a lot of noise on the line from Bart. Look at that, Steve. Do you see the noise right there?
Yeah, that's Bart.
Yeah, it's Bart coming through on my recording of him, which doesn't make any. Or actually, no, that's on my side. I don't know. That's here. Wait, you gotta turn them. Are you playing with your mic?
Oh, I can mute.
No, I just hope so, because it would have been on the recording.
I adjusted it.
Okay. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for Security Sounds
Bits
quiet.
with
Bart Boost Shots. What is shaking today? Is it a big fat mess or is everything fine?
Oh, we have 2 security mediums. How does that strike you? Does that count as a fat mess or a thin mess?
Does two mediums make a fat mess? I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the world.
Okay. That's good. Those two sound good. Let me take this, and I'll take this, and I'll move it up. Can I move it straight up without moving it? Hopefully. Now put this down here. And then let's see how that sounds. I bet that sounds terrible. Expand a little bit. Whoops. Okay, here we go. Patrons who help support the show. Well, it's that time of the week. Might be a little bit early.
A little bit, just a touch.
Just a smidge. Well, it's that time of the week. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for Security Bits. How was that? Bart.
Good. Leave it.
Is it start too soon, though? Listen to this. Who helps support the show?
Nah.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go down to the other end. So we are going to be out early. Steve wanted to finish early. Let's see. Nope, nope, nope.
Anyway, until then, whatever it is that goes wrong, just do your best to stay patched and stay secure.
All right. Yeah, it wasn't exactly a happy happy chit chat there. All right. Here we go. Final stretches. Let's see. Get rid of that. And I'm going to mute Steve. Well, that sounded a little more somber than necessary at the end there. But anyway, that is going to wind us up for this week. Do not forget to send in your dumb questions, comments, and suggestions by emailing me at allison@podfeed.com. Follow me on Twitter @podfeed. Remember, anything you're looking for that you want to find out about podfeed.com is going to start with podfeed.com/whatever you're looking for. Want to become a patron like we talked about earlier? Podfeed.com/Patreon. Want to join our Facebook group? Podfeed.com/Facebook. Want to join our Google Plus community? Podfeed.com/Google Plus. Want to join in the live chat? Podfeed.com/chat. Want to contribute by going to Amazon through the Amazon affiliate links? Podfeed.com/Amazon. And if you want to join in the fun of the live show, head on over to podfeed.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic NosillaCast castaways, like Chuck Nichols did for the first time this week. Anyway, thanks for listening and stay subscribed. All right.
So John had an interesting question.
What's that?
Anyone know if you can export a live photo and watch it on a computer? So I'm assuming he means see the video or the animation before and after the actual frame.
They show up in photos.
I think he means without viewing it on the Photos app, exporting it from Photos and still being able to see the video.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
Without viewing it in Messages or Photos, just like as a file, MP3 or MP4.
I will show you guys. Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Sausage time.
I'm going to put your screen on.
No, but oh, wow, I'm on all the screens.
How about this one? Or do you want your...
No, I wanted my screen, but I'm not going to be able to... Just, you hold still for a second.
Okay.
Because I'm changing something at the same time. I'm going to share my entire screen. Now make me full screen.
All right.
Okay. So I'm going to do some magic here. Watch this. Hash photos.
This? Okay.
Screen. Yeah, that. Okay, so I'm bringing up an app called Hash Photos Transfer, and I'm going to find a live photo. Okay, here's a perfect one. It's a live photo. Let's see, does that work as live? I didn't move enough. I was going to... Oh, here we go. Yeah, there's a good one. Okay, so I am going to export this photo from an app called Hash Photos to Hash Photos Transfer. And where's it? Send to Mac or PC. And now it says the iPad is requesting a connection. This is the coolest app. I'm doing a... Actually, I told you guys about Hash Photos before. And I think it's connected. And now I'm going to tap on this little thing here. And that's going to show me the photos. Let's go over here. 10. Oh, interesting. It did it as a movie file.
Oh,
so there's the still shot.
Sign.
And the movie file. There it is.
Can you play it?
I did. Did it not play like a movie?
It's not playing it, at least what I'm seeing. Well, it's kind of jerky.
Yeah. Well, it's a movie.
Okay.
So that isn't quite what you asked for. Correct. It's not jerky for me. But I think if you open Photos and you do can you do a show in Finder in Photos?
But if you find it, will you be able to just pull it out and play it, say, with Preview or something not using Photos or not using Messages and see the video?
Let's see. I'm trying another way. I just airdropped the same photo to myself. There it goes. Okay, you can stop. I think I just got it. Let's see. My Mac is slowing down. Downloads. Is it going to be an HEI? Where is it? I think it's still coming down. I think if you airdrop it, it should work. Oh, you can't even see the live portion within photos? Oh, that is weird.
That's a problem.
Yeah, no. Okay, no, it airdropped just the still photo. Yeah, I know, you're late. Okay, so if you want to get going, Steve, I am actually, I am ready.
So did we decide to have dinner before or after?
I don't know. What would you like to do?
I think I can wait.
I mean, I'm probably not going to get dinner till like 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah, you just have another piece of rum cake.
I don't know. I think it would be, we should probably call the show because I'm actually done. So
All right.
I would just sit here and go, hi, happy 700th. Anybody want some more cake? Got more cake. But I'm done recording already.
Lindsay had to go to get ready for the rocket launch too.
Oh, they're going to go watch it?
Yep.
Very cool. All right. Well, Sandy, get Sandy another piece of cake, and I think we were going to call it.
Okay.
Thank you for everyone for coming.
Last
yeah, John,
bite,
let me know what the problem is. Write me something on that because that shouldn't be happening. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye, Rose.
Bye-bye.